Manchester United's takeover process continues to rumble on as we edge ever closer to the start of pre-season. The Glazers put the club up for sale in November 2022, but their updates on the future of United have been few and far between. What we do know is two candidates are interested in purchasing the club, bin Hamad Al Thani and has moved into the lead according to reports in recent weeks. His offer consists of purchasing 100% of United, meaning the current owners would depart the club. The Qatari bankers team has reportedly started readying the relevant paperwork so as to make the eventual purchase of the club quicker when the time comes. As for Ratcliffe's bid, some reports have suggested it is dead in the water, but without official confirmation on exclusivity rights, the Ineos head cannot be ruled out. New Manchester United 2023-24 kit. Buy the new Manchester United kit. The new shirt is an homage to Manchester and Salford, with a design featuring the Lancashire Rose and the iconic Industrial Revolution-era bridge over the River Irwell. The traditional red shirt, white shorts and black socks will be worn for the first time against Leeds in a pre-season friendly. £80 United store. Buy now. George Hodgson. Thanks for following. That's all from us today, folks. Over and out, and see you back again tomorrow, when we'll be across all the latest takeover news once again. 22:03 George Hodgson recapped. NS United statements the bid plans to return the club to its former glories both on and off the pitch, and, above all, will seek to place the fans at the heart of Manchester United Football Club once more. The bid will be completely debt-free via Sheikh Jassim's 9-2 Foundation, which will look to invest in the football teams, the training centre, the stadium and wider infrastructure, the fan experience and the communities the club supports. The vision of the bid is for Manchester United Football Club to be renowned for footballing excellence, and regarded as the greatest football club in the world. More details of the bid will be released, when appropriate, if and when the bid process develops. We would see our role as the long-term custodians of Manchester United on behalf of the fans and the wider community, the statement said. We are ambitious and highly competitive and would want to invest in Manchester United to make them the #1 club in the world once again. We also recognize that football governance in this country is at a crossroads. We would want to help lead this next chapter, deepening the culture of English football by making the club a beacon for a modern, progressive, fan-centered approach to ownership. We want a Manchester United anchored in its proud history and roots in the northwest of England, putting the Manchester back into Manchester United and clearly focusing on winning the Champions League. 21:18 George Hodgson I Simi. Preparing documents. According to The Athletic, is preparing transactional documents so a takeover can go through immediately if the Qatari bid is accepted. More here. 21:04 George Hodgson Daily Takeover Digest has revealed the advice he gave Barcelona after trying to buy the club as the Manchester United takeover saga rumbles on. Supporters are still no closer to discovering who will buy United. Ratcliffe's bid and an offer from Qatar remain on the table for the Glazer family, who could decide to remain in power at Old Trafford after all. Ratcliffe has been trying to buy a major powerhouse in Europe for some time. He owns OGC Nice in France but bid for Chelsea last year when Roman Abramovich was forced to sell. He's now in the running at Old Trafford, and in an extract from his new book, As the Times reveals, He claims he tried to purchase a controlling stake in Barcelona too. He advised Joan Laporta not to cash in their chips on the TV money for short-term gain, known as the levers. Read the full story here. Has revealed he was charmed by the Glazer family after meeting to discuss the Manchester United takeover. Supporters are still no closer to discovering who will buy United. Ratcliffe's bid and an offer from Qatar remain on the table for the American family, who could decide to remain in power at Old Trafford after all. Several deadlines have passed with very little movement. The future of United remains unclear despite the transfer window opening. In an extract from his latest book, Ratcliffe has revealed his first impressions of meeting the Glazers when United came on the market. He was charmed by them, as the Times reveals. See what the Ineos founder had to say here. 1946 George Hodgson United desperate to sell 3 players as club-ready. Second Højlund bid. The Sun are reporting this evening that United are preparing a second bid for Atalanta striker Rasmus Højlund. It is claimed that, after seeing a £30 million bid rejected, the Old Trafford side will return to the table with a £40 million offer. In the report, it is also suggested that United are desperate to offload Harry Maguire, Anthony Martial and Scott McTominay, while the club want to sell Fred to Fulham for £15 million. 1837 George Hodgson Glazer's interest payments have impacted United. Well-known football finance expert, Kieran Maguire, has spoken to Football Insider to provide his thoughts on the Glazer ownership at Old Trafford, amid the ongoing takeover saga. 1824 George Hodgson Barcelona target-eyed by United. Vitor Roque has been closing in on a move to Barcelona, but United have made a late push for the teenager, according to Mundo Deportivo, via Sport Witness. The 18-year-old forward has shown plenty of promise with Brazilian side Atlético Paranaense, scoring 14 times in 28 appearances. Barcelona are said to have an agreement in place with the Tiger for around €35 million plus €10 million add-ons, but the deal is not over the line yet and powerful clubs are said to be circling, of which United are one of them. 1729 George Hodgson latest goalkeeper reports. Inter Milan are reportedly expecting a €50 million offer for Andre Onana from Manchester United. Sky Sport report that the bid, which would come with add-ons, could come in the next few hours. United are said to be proceeding quickly in their pursuit of the goalkeeper. That is, however, in contrast to a report from Telegraph, which states that Onana's price tag has led to Erik ten Hag moving on to Feyenoord shot stopper Justin Bijlow. The 7 goalkeepers linked with United transfer. 1650 George Hodgson pre-season schedule in full. United will play 8 friendly matches this summer. 1548 George Hodgson. Our new Manchester United app want to join our for a totally ad-free version of the men's Man United app packed with premium features. 1522 George Hodgson's Barcelona bid gives insight on Man Utd plans. Has revealed the advice he gave Barcelona after trying to buy the club as the Manchester United takeover saga rumbles on. Supporters are still no closer to discovering who will buy United. Ratcliffe's bid and an offer from Qatar remain on the table for the Glazer family, who could decide to remain in power at Old Trafford after all. Ratcliffe has been trying to buy a major powerhouse in Europe for some time. He owns OGC Nice in France but bid for Chelsea last year when Roman Abramovich was forced to sell. He's now in the running at Old Trafford, and in an extract from his new book, as the Times reveals, he claims he tried to purchase a controlling stake in Barcelona too. He advised Joan Laporta not to cash in their chips on the TV money for short-term gain, known as the levers. 1429 Elliot Jackson has revealed he was charmed by the Glazer family after meeting to discuss the Manchester United takeover. Supporters are still no closer to discovering who will buy United. Ratcliffe's bid and an offer from Qatar remain on the table for the American family, who could decide to remain in power at Old Trafford after all. Several deadlines have passed with very little movement. The future of United remains unclear despite the transfer window opening. In an extract from his latest book, Ratcliffe has revealed his first impressions of meeting the Glazers when United came on the market. He was charmed by them, as the Times reveals. Read more. 1317 Elliot Jackson Ratcliffe pursuing approval, and Ineos will try and get approval from the Manchester United board as they look to buy the club, it has been claimed. The 70-year-old is still hoping to acquire a majority stake in the club as the takeover saga drags on. United fans are still none the wiser as to when they'll find out more. Give Me Sport has claimed Ratcliffe remains in the hunt and will try and get approval from the United board. 11:53 Elliot Jackson takeover delay explained. When Man Utd fans were told the Glazers were looking for a quick sale, that was a red herring, according to commercial and finance sports expert, Professor Rob Wilson. Contenders are willing to pay the inflated £6 billion price the Glazers want, says Wilson, because of the club's potential off the field. And that was always going to lead to a drawn-out process. 11:21 Elliot Jackson United transfer knock-on. There are a lot of big decisions for Erik ten Hag to make this summer as he looks to take his Manchester United rebuild to the next level. After agreeing a deal to bring Mason Mount to the club, next up will be the task of adding a striker and a goalkeeper to his side, as well as strengthening any other areas they can afford to. This is always easier said than done, and a key component of this summer's transfer activity will be the players they manage to sell and those they loan out. With so many variables at play, Ten Hag is in an unenviable position, though one of his decisions might have been made a lot easier due to an upcoming change in Premier League rules. 10:12 Elliot Jackson United striker hunt hampered by takeover. Manchester United remain in the hunt for a world-class striker, and Bruno Fernandes may already have nudged his side towards Randal Kolo Muani. A world-class number 9 has long been the priority at Old Trafford, with Erik ten Hag keen to add more goals to his squad and ease the burden on Marcus Rashford. Harry Kane had been earmarked as the top target, but Daniel Levy seems wholly unwilling to entertain any offers. United have been working under that very assumption and as such, have a shortlist of alternative options. Napolis' Victor Osimhen and Rasmus Højlund of Atalanta are both of interest, but both current clubs look to be demanding an extortionate fee for their respective stars. Read more. 8:40 Elliot Jackson United to move on with midfield sale. Manchester United will push ahead with plans to sell a midfielder after agreeing a deal to sign Mason Mount. United could officially announce their first signing of the summer next week after they reached an agreement with Chelsea for the transfer of the 24-year-old. Mount has already agreed personal terms with United and will sign a 5-year contract, with the option of a further year, after the two clubs agreed a deal for an initial £55 million fee. with a further £5 million due in add-ons. The Manchester Evening News understands that following the move for Mount, the club will push ahead with plans to try and sell a midfielder this summer as well. Read more here. 7:39 Elliot Jackson Ratcliffe views on Glazer family has revealed he was charmed when meeting the Glazer family. In an extract from his new group, the United bidder was impressed with his meeting with the club's owners as they discussed the future of United. 7:11 Elliot Jackson United's dream team Manchester United have finally landed one of their summer targets, with Mason Mount set to walk through the Carrington doors in the coming days. Erik ten Hag is far from done, with other areas of the pitch needing strengthening. Some areas are more pressing than others, but the need for a striker is paramount. Meanwhile, David de Gea's future is still up in the air. The goalkeeper is now out of contract but remains in talks over a possible reduced terms deal. Ten Hag has to work with a tight budget this summer amid financial fair play regulations following last year's £225 million spend, which included a £85 million fee for Antony. That was the second highest arrival ever facilitated by United, and a similar price could be shelled out for a new attacker. Read more here. Jack Flintham United told the reason for takeover hold-up. Manchester United supporters have been told they were sold a red herring when it was suggested the takeover could be completed quickly, according to a sports finance expert. In November, the Glazers announced they would be seeking alternative investment in the club, with the prospect of a full sale on the cards. Progress has slowed since this announcement, though, with United currently no closer to resolving the takeover situation. Bin Hamad Al Thani and are the two frontrunners to take over the club, with the former believed to be in the driving seat. Both offers are believed to be in the region of £5 billion, with some financial experts claiming this is a vast overpayment. However, according to commercial and finance sports expert, Professor Rob Wilson, United's potential off the pitch is the reason why the two contenders are willing to bid so high. Speaking to Saxo, Professor Wilson said, "The reason someone would want to buy Manchester United is because it's probably one of the most financially successful sport properties on the planet." Read more here. Jack Flintham. Good morning, hello and welcome to men's sports coverage of the United takeover. We will be providing you live updates, news, rumours and analysis on the current situation at Old Trafford. Stay here this Sunday for all the latest.